Hello from Stumbles. So before I get started on explaining our Starlink subscription to you, I should give you a panoramic view of where we actually live. We are about 15 to 20 minutes outside of Kingman, Arizona. We are considered rural and our internet choices are pretty limited out here. So let me go ahead and do that. Then I'll go into explaining why we love our Starlink so much. So I'm sitting in our garage right now, and this is the view that we have. As you can see, there's only one house in front of us. I-40 sits behind that house. And yeah, we're pretty remote. We have a couple of neighbors. We're all on about 2 acres. So there's nothing out here. There's no stores, no fast food, no gas stations, nothing like that. So we have to run into town, which explains why we are so limited on internet out here. So I'll go ahead and explain what made us decide to make the switch, and let's get started. So we've lived here for approximately 20 plus years. During that time, we've only had one internet provider, and that was Frontier. We did have a little moment in time where we did try satellite internet. That was a bust. So we got rid of that, went back to Frontier, and that's all we've ever known. Well, Frontier, the speeds were awful. We were constantly buffering. We couldn't watch movies without some type of interruption. There were 4 of us living in the house at one time before our kids were grown, and any of us trying to use the internet all at once was just a nightmare. Everything would just slow down. It wasn't until some of our boys moved out that we started to see a little increase in the speeds, but it still was awful. Still videos were buffering, and we couldn't upload videos. We actually had to drive into town to actually use the 4G off of our Verizon to even upload videos, or find free Wi-Fi somewhere to upload our videos a lot faster. Because if we tried to do them at home on Frontier, it would take 2 days. That's even if you could get it to upload, and that's 2 days for no more than a 10-minute video. So we had the opportunity financially to purchase the Starlink equipment. Our youngest son had been mentioning it to us that we should look into Starlink. Well, I did. I went to their website, and they were not in our area yet. So they wouldn't be until April, I believe, of 2022. But I just couldn't bring myself to spend the $600 on the equipment just for internet. And I kept thinking, well, maybe Frontier will up their speeds and it'll get faster out here. I just kept putting it off and putting it off. And there finally came a point where I just couldn't take it anymore. And financially, I could, see spending the money on the equipment and giving it a shot. It was now in our area. I thought, why not? So I did. I ordered the equipment. It got here in about 4 weeks, and it has been the best thing we ever did. We can upload videos from home now, and we can all be on the internet. You don't even notice everybody's using the internet at once, and that could be somebody's on the smart TV, somebody's uploading videos, watching videos on their phone, playing a game on their phone or iPad. You don't even notice that other people are using the Wi-Fi. We don't have to drive into town anymore to upload videos. If we have a video that we want to put out right away, we can do it. We don't have to make a special trip into town to upload a video. I did take a screenshot of Starlink's actual speeds here at our house, so you can see how fast they actually are. So I will include a photo of that. I honestly think that if you are limited to the type of internet you have available to you, or you just want faster speeds, sorry, it's Arizona, it's windy, that you should get Starlink. It is quite a bit of an upfront cost, and I get that for anybody. It does cost $60 more a month than Frontier did for us, but it has been worth it. I'm willing to pay the extra to have the speeds that we do with Starlink. As far as I know, we have not had any outages with it. If we have, they're unnoticeable. So they could be when we're sleeping at night and we're not on it anyway, so we don't even notice. Or it's just at a time where it doesn't last very long. Now, in order for us to make up for that extra $60 a month, I cut back on other things. So, and it's not that we couldn't afford it, but I wanted to justify having it. So I cut out some internet subscriptions we had, such as, maybe Apple TV, things like that that we weren't really watching. And I cut a lot of those out. And actually, a lot of the channels that we do pay to subscribe to are now including channels I cut out in their subscription. So it kind of all worked out in the end, but we were able to make it work, and it was the best thing we ever did. So I'll take you out back and show you how we have it set up on the house, and I'll also include, like I said, the photos of the speeds we have. Okay, so here's how we have our Starlink set up. In the past, we did have the old type internet, or I'm sorry, satellite internet. It was through DirecTV when they were offering that. It's similar to what like a HughesNet would be, if you're familiar with that. But we got rid of that quickly because that was definitely not working out here. But we still had the base and we still had the satellite dish. So when we ordered Starlink, we just removed the satellite dish from this base and found an adapter on eBay that would allow for us to put the Starlink into that metal base securely. So we did that, got it all set up. Our youngest son did that. He also drilled a hole into the side of the pipe, so we didn't have the wires hanging on the outside. They went down through the pipe, down out the bottom, and into the house to the router. So it was a really easy setup. They do ask that you have a clear view of the sky, which obviously you can see we have a very clear view of the sky. So it works perfectly, easy to set up, and works great. So I hope this video helped you decide if you should go with Starlink or not. I'm a basic person. I don't go into all the schematics of how it works. I just basically tell you what I know from experience. And when we had just a thread of internet that we were working with, I just said, that's it, we're making the plunge. It is a big investment, so I totally get that if that's what's holding you back, but I will tell you it was worth every single penny. If you aren't sure if it's available in your area, you can go to their website, type in your zip code, and it'll let you know if it's available in your area or not. So we appreciate you watching from Stumbles and Fumbles. Catch you next time.